In about 2 minutes, we'll start with a meditation. Uh, just find a comfortable spot for yourself. If you would like to lie down, you're welcome to lie down. If you want to sit, you're welcome to sit. If you want to stand and do it, that is also fine. Whatever is comfortable with you, get as comfortable as possible, get as relaxed as possible. You don't have to think about how you appear from outside. Instead of adopting the perspective of how am I going to look like on the screen, you're free to switch off your camera if that bothers you, but get as comfortable as you want to. And if you don't have water around you, get water. If you have water, I would recommend taking a sip at this point. With that, Anjali, you here?
Yes, yes.
Okay, your friend is joining?
I I shared, but I don't know whether she will join. Like she have a child also. She
Okay,
was very interested to join.
okay, no worries.
Not sure.
Then we'll start.
Okay.
So, you're welcome to either close your eyes or soften your gaze, whatever is more comfortable for you. And you're going to pay attention to the sensations on your body, especially where your body is in contact with the furniture, your seat, whatever is in contact physically with your surroundings. Your attention is going to go there. We're going to take a long, deep in breath from the nose and a longer, deeper out breath from the mouth. Another long, deep in breath from the nose, a long, deeper out breath from the mouth. In total, three deep in breaths and out breaths. And we're going to bring our attention back to where our body is in contact with our surroundings physically. The seat that you're sitting on, the chair, your back, your hips. Pay attention to where it is touching. The thing that you're sitting on or lying down on is connected to the ground somehow, either in this floor or multiple floors. It is connected to the earth. I want you to imagine that little roots are growing out of your body into the earth through that furniture, through all the floors that you are on, through all of that. It is reaching the ground, it is reaching the earth. Your roots are growing downwards towards the earth. As they penetrate the earth, know that the earth is made up of the remnants of your ancestors. The earth literally is made up of the remnants of your ancestors. The breath that you're taking, the air that you breathe in, is made up of molecules that existed once in your ancestors. Your ancestors are here. The earth is your ancestor. Your ancestors nourish you. Your ancestors root you. Your ancestors hold you. Give you solid ground. Feel the solidity of the surface that you're on. Feel the solidity of your roots, how deep they are, how solid they are, how well they ground you. Now imagine your roots extending outwards towards all the people in this call right now. their roots are coming towards you as well. Imagine your roots intermingling, connecting to each other, nourishing each other, transferring information, nutrients, like trees in a forest. All our roots intermingled, making one big mycelial network like root system. Imagine your body, your torso, your spine is the trunk of a tree, so well rooted amongst your community, so well rooted amongst your ancestors. You stand tall. Your leaves extend towards the sky, towards the sun. Every time you breathe in, your leaves are absorbing the sunlight, the energy of the sunlight, absorbing the carbon dioxide from the air and moving it to the root, moving it to the earth, moving it to your ancestors, moving it to your collective, your community, through all of us. And every time you breathe out oxygen back into the air. Every time you breathe in, you take in all your problems, all your toxic relationships, all your barriers, all your frictions, and you bring it to the collective root system, to the ancestral root system, to the universe itself, and you transform it into pure oxygen, pure love, radiating from the crown of your head, from your forehead, from your eyes, from your nose, from your face, from your chest, from your heart. Place your right hand on your heart. Place your left hand on your belly. Feel all this energy moving through all of us on your hands, on your palm. Feel the warmth of it. Feel the sensation of it. Feel the power of it. Breathe it. Let it cover you. Let it engulf you. Breathe with it. Breathe and feel that there is a one that breathes even when you sleep. There is a one that breathes even when you pass out. There is a one that breathes sometimes even when you are in a coma. It's not you breathing, the earth is breathing into you. Let the earth breathe you. Let the air compress your chest, push the air in, pull it out, suck it out. Allow the breath to breathe you. Bring your attention back to the contact with your immediate surroundings, where your body is in touch, to the sensations of that. Bring your attention back to the memory of the room that you are in, to the sounds that are currently hitting your ears. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. So, thank you for joining. This is like announced 1 or 2 days earlier. Right? Pretty recent, and you're still here. Thank you. Before we start, I wanted to establish some guardrails. There's a lot of information in the invitation doc, in the pre-arrival guide. But anytime you feel like you're dysregulated, anytime you feel like whatever is happening in this call is a little too much for you, Pause. Feel the ground around you, like we did in the meditation. Pay attention to the sensations of where you are. Observe your surroundings. Take a look around. Take a deep breath. If you still feel like you're dysregulated, just raise your hand. There's an icon at the bottom of the screen which has a palm symbol. Just click that, and one of us will talk to you about it. We're not going to be sharing stories today. So we're trying to not look at stories today. We're trying to see if temporarily we can keep the stories aside just for the moment. We're not saying the stories are not important, and we're not saying we're not interested in the stories. We're saying right now we're going to ask the stories to step aside in this container. Because what we don't want to do is, we don't want to spiritually bypass anything. We don't want to dump our trauma on each other. And we don't want to create any kind of dependency on me, the facilitator. So, in that sense, I also want to clarify the things that we are going to do, or this session is going to do, and what this session is not going to do. What it is not going to do is, it is not going to resolve any of your traumas. That's not going to happen from this session. It is not going to heal any of the patterns. The patterns are going to continue existing. It is not promising any outcomes. There are no outcomes, like something will happen, something will change. Although there is an outcome, there is an objective, but there are no outcomes. And it is not going to create any reliance. You don't need to rely on what we're going to do today or me to get what this workshop is supposed to do. Get to what this workshop is supposed to do. I'm going to share a workbook after the workshop, which is going to recap everything that we did in this workshop, so you can repeat that process whenever you feel like. What this session does is, it is going to restore a sense of authorship where you don't feel like your life is just happening to you. So we try to change that perspective into a perspective of, what if I am the author of this movement? This is not happening to me, change is not happening to me. Change is a tool that I can wield, that I can utilize, and I can do things with. It does show you how you already know how to do this. Like, this is not new. Whatever we want to talk about is not new to you. You already know this. And using that, we're going to complete one cycle of agency to create trust in yourself. Not me, not this process, not any theory, any method, anything. This is about restoring trust in you yourself. That you already know how to do this. You've always known how to do this. So that is how you're going to do this today as well. So to do that, we're first going to do a little bit of orientation. I'm going to get into what the process is, what it is not, how are we going to do things. Then we're going to move into a 3-stage work. Stage 1 is where we map or identify an internal oppressor. Stage 2 is where we take away the power from this oppressor, from the internal oppressor, from this addiction, limitation, etc. We want to identify one each. And then in stage 3, we want to use this new power, newfound power, to take a concrete action through a ritual using the square paper that we have. Does that make sense? Any questions so far? Okay. Like I have already said, this is not therapy, this is not healing, this is not spiritual attainment. This is not going to give you new insights. This is just about restoring agency. You already know how to do this. You already do it in relationships and systems. We're just going to reflect that internally and do it to a part of us. The part of us that we want to do this could be, and this is your choice. You have to now identify the part that you're going to work on, the one that is taking away your agency, the one that is oppressing you internally. Okay, the questions we are asking is, where does your power sit right now? Who is deciding, and what is the cost? Okay. Do you have programs like, say, people pleasing, any kind of addiction, any kind of compulsive behavior, any kind of freeze or procrastination, any kind of chronic overthinking, any body tension or pain loops, anything that is a problem right now, anything that is not letting you move, anything you feel like is taking over your life, is controlling your life, is consuming your energy, is at the top of your mind. Don't think a lot about it. Just intuitively, whatever your system says, yeah, this is the problem. Don't try to fit it into any framework. Whatever your intuition says, whatever your intuition says, this is what I'm struggling with. This is what is taking up my energy. This is what is taking up my life. This is something that I want to get rid of. This is something that I don't like. However, you look at it, however, it feels like. This is a weight that I've been carrying that is on my shoulders, in my mind all the time. I keep thinking about it. I'm unable to solve this. I'm unable to do anything about it. Any program, any addiction, compulsion, you freeze when something happens. You're not able to get things done. You keep postponing things. You keep overthinking. Whatever criticism you have for yourself, whatever criticism you have for yourself, because your inner critic is your friend.
Saurabh,
Yeah.
are we noting this down on the square paper?
No, no, no. This is just in your journal or your notes. I'll tell you when to use the square paper. Yeah, yeah, please. As you write, I'll keep talking. If something, you don't have to pay attention, but if something makes sense, you can use that. So, one part is intellectually describing what is happening. I also want you to pay attention to where in your back, where in your spine do you feel this when you think about this as you're writing? What does your back feel like? What does your spine feel like? Do you have any pain? Do you have any constriction, restriction in your shoulders, in your jaw, in your neck? As you're paying attention to the sensations, the feeling, the actual physical sensations in the body when you think about this, when you write about this, I would like you to imagine this. I'd like to imagine what this problem, struggle, oppressor, program looks like because you can feel them in your body. What do they look like? If you want, you can draw, you can describe, you can imagine. When you do this, there'll be stories in your memory, you know, events and things that happened in the past. If those stories turn up, don't fight them. If you can if you can ignore the stories for the time being, if you can set the story aside for the time being and just pay attention to the pattern. If not, it's fine. Just listen to the story, don't go deep into it. Any questions? Does anybody need any help?
So we have to write and then draw, right?
However it feels right to you. If you feel like drawing, you can draw. If you feel like describing, writing, you can write. The point is to just identify them, bring them to your attention, to your consciousness. Whatever is in forefront, don't think about it much. Whatever your psyche wants you to look at today. Are we done? Is everyone done? Okay. In a moment, we're going to close our eyes again or soften our gaze, whichever is comfortable with you. And we're going to imagine we're going to look at this part, this behavior, this oppressor, however they look like to us, whatever they look like to us. If it is an animal, it's an animal. If it's a symbol, it's a symbol. If it's a movie clip, it's a movie clip. If it's a version of you, it's a version of you. If it's a child, it's a child. If it's just a symbol, an object, it's a symbol, an object. If it is nothing, it is nothing. Anything that you see is absolutely fine. You're in a room. They are in a room. You look into their eyes, if they have eyes, or whatever is equivalent of their eyes. Whatever is equivalent of giving them your full attention. Give them your full attention. However they appear to you. Look at them. They are you. You created them long ago. You created them. Look at them. If they're scary, you made them scary. Every little fear, every little thorn, every little feature you created with your own tiny little hands. If they're scary, you made them scary. If they're beautiful, you made them beautiful. Even if they're extremely scary and monstrous, look at the beauty in that. As a little child, you created them as guards. Long, long tunnels you dug, hid yourself, and made these scary guards stand outside. These beautiful guards stand outside. See that they're your babies, you created them. They're functional. They're doing their job. They're doing the job that you gave them. You gave them agency, you gave them power, you gave them a job. Negotiating with them keeps them in power. Healing them keeps them relevant. If I negotiate with you, you will continue being in power. You will continue doing what you do. If I try to heal you, you will continue remaining relevant. I created you. I created you. I am not going to heal. I am not going to negotiate. And I am not going to understand you today. It is not necessary. You are me. I understand you completely. I don't need to heal. I don't need to negotiate. I don't need to understand you. I am going to retire you. You don't have to do this anymore. You're not dying. You're not going anywhere. You're me. I'm right here. I'm going to retire you. That is not sufficient. That does not withdraw their power. That does not retire them. They're still there. They're still functional. They still haven't lost their agency. They're still there. Know that they're there. And whenever you're ready, take a deep breath. And again, when you're ready, you can open your eyes. We're not going to details of what you saw or what happened, but I encourage you to write some notes or draw or think about what you witnessed or thought of. There is no correct or wrong answer. If you didn't see anything, that's also fine. If you're only getting thoughts, that's also fine. Everything that happened is fine. We're going to take a break. It is 10:08 now. We're going to take a 5-minute break and come back at 10:13. Please take this time to get up, stretch, have a sip of water, and we're going to come back and talk about how we're going to actually withdraw this power. I'll see you in 5 minutes.